Hello, everybody. It's Daniel speaking, and this is our next emotional English podcast where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. Today, I'm having another interesting podcast for you guys. It's called 7 Simple Ways to Improve Your Self-Discipline. I was wondering how important the discipline is in our life, and I think this topic is vital. Vital means very important, okay? It's vitally important to do our job with self-discipline. And people do want to know how to improve their lives. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. You can study, you can work hard, you can learn English. It doesn't matter. What's really matters is that you want to control your actions and your moves. If you want to control your actions and your moves, you have to, I'm telling you, you have to gain your self-discipline. Gain means improve. Gain means when you're working on it and it increases the value or power of it, right? So, and today I want to, as always, I want to read a little article about discipline, about self-discipline. And then I want to discuss each section of it and to share my own thoughts about it. I will combine the reading with my own thoughts, and it's going to be more interesting for you guys. If we'll see something interesting with a new vocab part, which I think is necessary to concentrate on, I will just reread this part again and I will discuss the new vocab with you guys. I hope you will like it very nicely and we can start. And yeah, as always, I really appreciate your donations. I already received a couple more donations this week and really thank you guys for that. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your subscriptions. We're growing our community pretty fast for me because I'm posting only one episode per week. And now we almost having like 700, right? 700 people on Yandex Music. And it's a big deal. Thank you guys to be with us. It's really nice. So let's begin and let's read this wonderful article from the interesting website, www.clevergirlfinance.com, and the topic called 7 Simple Ways to Improve Your Self-Discipline. So, and let's just start from these seven sections or 7 steps or ways to improve our self-discipline. But before we'll start, I think we need to say, what is a self-discipline? And I'll just read this definition here and then I will comment it if I think it's incorrect or I want to add something more. Let's see. What is self-discipline? Self-discipline is essentially your consistent ability to control your actions, right? Is essentially your consistent ability, okay? So when you are vitally importantly increasing your consistency, it's your ability to control your actions. We discussed it. It's not only actions, there are some feelings, emotions, and actions all together. When it comes to your finances, it's your ability to stick to your plans of paying down debt, saving, and investing. So when you pay down your debt, it means that you're practicing self-discipline. Because you can spend this amount of money whatever you want, but you paying attention to your debts. And this is a self-discipline. When you want to save 1 extra 1,000 rubles, good. That's another self-disciplined way, right? How you can increase your self-discipline. It's your investment. You're investing your time. You're investing your energy. You're investing your money. It's all about self-discipline. Once you learn how to master self-disciplined behaviors, you'll stay motivated and are more likely to achieve success. So it's very strongly connected to willpower, which is the control of one's impulses and actions. And I'm quite agree with this paragraph as well, because willpower and self-discipline, actually these two things are two different things. Willpower, it's your own energy to push yourself to do something. But self-discipline, it's I'll say it's a skill which is giving you the push automatically. Thanks for the discipline, you can do something without thinking. It's like self-programming. You're just working on it, and then it works for you. How important is that? Vitally important. But sometimes you still need to use your willpower, because without the willpower, you cannot control your self-discipline sometimes. Sometimes you're lazy. Sometimes you just don't want to do anything. And that's the time when you have to use your willpower. But when you already practiced a lot with your self-discipline, you're using your willpower less and less day after day. And I think it's quite important, right? So what else they say about willpower? Willpower is how you stay focused on a task, while self-discipline is more about when you take consistent action in advance to straighten willpower. And yeah, it's very true. But I'm not agree that you're kind of straightening the willpower while you're practicing self-discipline. Because when you're practicing self-discipline, you're practicing your let's say auto mode, right? Which gonna help you to solve all your problems. But willpower, it's the manual approach, right? Auto approach, it's when you're doing things automatically. But manual approach, it's the approach when you control all your actions. You're sleepy, you're drowsy, but you're just pushing yourself and you're using your willpower. Okay? That's the manual approach. That's my extra comment. Both self-discipline and willpower go hand in hand. Agree. I like this phrase, go hand in hand. You know, when you do have one problem go hand in hand with another problem. I just like this phrase for your vocabulary part. Just try to remember it. Let's say politics, right, or different politicians go hand in hand with different economists, right? So with economy. I think it's quite agreeable here. So the next part, let's talk about these 7 steps, right? When we already got the main idea what the self-discipline is and what the difference between self-discipline and willpower. So the step number 1 is count down, then take action. I like this word, count down. You're counting down when you're going from 9 to 0. 9, 8, 7, 6, and until 0, right? It's counting down. When you are feeling particularly unmotivated, count down from 10, then force yourself to do whatever it is you're doing. A quick countdown can help shift you into the right mental space to get motivated. By the way, I've never tried to count down something. I think maybe it's going to work. It's just the hypnotizing of your brain. When you're counting, probably you're creating the ability and you're creating the motivational energy, probably. I don't know. Probably it's going to work. Sometimes all we need is a little push to take that next step. That's how improving self-discipline begins. And I will try. I'm going to use this one. And then I'll comment it. I never tried it before, so we'll do it then. Put your goals where you can see them every day. Again, put your goals where you can see them every day. Oh, it's probably the journal of your dream or something like this. Writing a goal down makes it all more real. And it begins part of how to build discipline. Hang it up somewhere you will see it often and inspire yourself. At your work desk, in your bedroom, in your car, etc. Write the goal in your early planner. Put it on your kitchen calendar. It should be everywhere you look. You can also set actual calendar reminders on your phone to go off once a week or so. But be nice to yourself. Don't scare or shame yourself into your goals. Rather, be happy, positive, and encouraging. And I quite agree. Again, when I was kind of young age guy, right, I had my big dream, not diary, but it was like a big, what is it? It was like a roll up, right? And then on this roll up, I had my mini pictures with my dreams, with my, okay, it's like a goal diary probably, right? Or a goal wall, whatever. But when you see the visualization of your goal, you have more motivation. And it definitely works pretty nicely. And I recommend to create this dream board, whoever you are, right? It doesn't matter. It's very cool to have the dream board. It's important to practice it day by day. Increase motivation by writing down self-discipline quotes from people you admire too. If you are not sure you have the right goals, spend some time going over your goals to make sure they are aligned with things you truly want for yourself. Align with the things you truly want for yourself. Align, right? It's like go hand in hand with your own ideas, right? Align. They're very close to your own goals. So cool, huh? And then what else kind of increasing the motivation? So the quotes, right? Commit, never quit, or whatever goal you have or whatever quote you have. It's really gives you some push of self-discipline, probably. So it works for me sometimes, yeah. But affirmation works much better. We'll keep closer to affirmation a little bit later. Let's see next. Remind yourself why you started. Yeah, quite agree. Of all the self-discipline tips here, this one can really help you keep going when life is challenging. Keep your end goal in mind without allowing yourself to forget where you started. Great. So remind yourself why you started. And, I'm thinking about reminding pretty often. Why? Because when I do have some struggling, when I do feel, uncomfortable situations or just discomfort, I definitely reminding myself why do I do things what I'm doing right now? So why I'm doing these things? Am I doing these correctly or not? Or am I going to the right direction or not? So all these questions I'm asking myself to remind myself, why have I started? And that's vitally important. It's very important. So constantly remind yourself, especially when it gets hard, how and why you set this goal and what you will have achieved when you are done. Indeed. Visualize yourself having taken complete control of your life and accomplishing whatever specific goal you've set. Accomplishing means achieving, right? Achieving your goals, accomplishing your goals, whatever specific goal you've set. Set reminders on your phone to tell yourself how far you've come and how proud you are. Affirmations are also a great way to keep yourself focused on your why. Indeed. And as I said before, affirmations are also a great way to keep yourself focused on your why. What does it mean, an affirmation? Affirmation, it's something like, just imagine something positive, and this positive statement is about you. You're proclaiming, I am sexy, I am smart, I'm a good cook, right? These are affirmations. You proclaiming these affirmations and you're creating your positive energy when you're pronouncing these things, okay? So these are very important. affirmations. They gives you more motivation, right? They kind of connect it with your beliefs. When you say, I am a truly English speaker, I can speak like Americans. So you're creating an affirmation which gives you a lot of energy to work on yourself deeply. Indeed. So the next part is set small goals first. Set small goals first. Agree to disagree. I'll comment it right after the reading. Try not to overwhelm yourself with how to build discipline by setting the bar too high. Bar too high means very big goals, right? Bar too high. Build your confidence by setting and achieving a small goal before you go for a big one. For example, if your ultimate goal is to run 5 miles without stopping, set an initial goal of running a quarter mile without stopping. Be patient with yourself and try not to get frustrated with the process. Accomplishing those small goals first can give you the motivation you need to keep going. You will learn how to improve self-discipline over time by starting small. Absolutely correct. We need to set big goals first anyway, because without the big goal, you cannot set small goals. So that's why I said agree to disagree. I have my own thoughts on it. When you want to run 5K, and then you're practicing with a small goals announcement, that's much better because you know why you're doing a big project. And then step by step, little goal by little goal, you're achieving your biggest dream. It's much more important than just to achieve a small goal. Yes, you can have a little energy boost with accomplishing a small goal, but again, your main idea is to work on your biggest goal, right? Practice prioritizing, another great one. So, and again, it's pretty understandable here. When you're practicing prioritizing, you prioritize your tasks, right? For example, what does it mean, prioritizing? When you're looking for a priority, let's say, I'm an English teacher. I need to teach my students, right? So what is my priority? My priority to give the best knowledge to my students, to be more efficient at my work, right? How can I be more efficient? So I need to read more books about teaching. I need to have more information about English, right? About different techniques, right? I need to learn how to teach in a more efficient way. I need to do it every single day to increase my productivity and to have happy students on my side, right? So that's my prioritizing. My priority number one is my student, or my priorities are my students. So I need to decide which tasks are worth dedicating the most effort to. Then I need to organize my day to totally crush them, right? So if you set a study plan, you are less likely to procrastinate on the less than savory tasks. On the less than savory tasks. It's like one phrase here. And what does it mean, savory? Like spicy in the food area, but savory, these tasks which you don't want to do, right? Less than savory tasks. You need to concentrate on tasks which are not very spicy for you first, right? So prioritize them and then just do, people procrastinate more on things which are uncomfortable, right? And you don't want to procrastinate on less than savory tasks because they're not that spicy for you, right? Not that savory. So next, put things you don't necessarily love at the top of your priorities. And you will be relieved they are done instead of putting them off for another day. I will read this one more time to get the logic. Put things you don't necessarily love at the top of your priorities, okay? And you will be relieved they're done instead of putting them off for another day. Rephrase this, we can say, eat the ugliest frog first, all right? So hideous frog must be eaten first. Hideous, it's super ugly, right? The scariest frog first. Indeed. Number 6, know your weaknesses. I'm not sure about this one because when you know your weaknesses, you're just, you start to procrastinate. That's what I know. That's what I experienced. Know your weaknesses. If you want to know how to master self-discipline, proactively combat your weaknesses. I agree with that. So I love to combat my weaknesses. Determine how you might slip up and how you can prevent that from happening. I'm not trying to determine how I might slip up, right? How I might fail, right? Slip up means to fail, to drop on your ass, to fall down. So, and how can you prevent? I'm never trying to prevent. I'm doing all my actions accidentally, randomly. I don't like to plan my actions. I plan the big priority, but then I'm not planning little steps. I like to do my actions without planning. You know, I'm improvising. And when I do my podcasts, right, I do them without preparation, to be honest. I'm not planning what to say. I'm not saying, and that's why probably you're listening to it, right? Because my podcasts are full of mistakes sometimes, right? I'm not an ideal man, right? And I'm just a person, and person as you are, right? So we're all the same. We're practicing, we're improving our lives, right? I do have my improvements. I want to speak more effortlessly, right? And that's why I'm doing it publicly. I want you to practice English with me by listening and then using some of my vocab, right? Learning some new words, but practicing more listening. And you're having your own goals while you're listening to your podcast. I'm having my own goal while I'm speaking, right? During the podcast. It's vitally important for me because I want to increase my speaking skills as you're increasing your listening and speaking skills and reading skills, right? While you're practicing on your English. So these are our personal goals. And yes, maybe it's a weakness when I make a mistake. Yes, it's a weakness, but it's not a big deal. So there are so many things, so many weaknesses in this world. And why do I need to care so much about it? So it's impossible to determine how you might slip up, okay? It's possible, but it just doesn't make any sense. I don't want to be prepared all the times because my brain don't want to be perfect. I want to be who I am, right? So I want to be myself. Indeed, myself. Sorry, let's begin next. Let's continue. For example, if you know you need to run a 5K this Saturday, but your friend is having a barbecue on Friday night, it might be best to skip it. Yeah, I'm agree. Yes, it's true. If you have a goal, skip unnecessary things. Or if you don't know you need to get to work an hour earlier, but you're a bit of a night owl, invest in some melatonin. You have the tools to fight back against your own demons. You just need to hunt them down. I like these phrases. You have the tools to fight back against your own demons. Fight back against your own demons. You just need to hunt them down. Hunt them down. Kill them all, right? So kill your weaknesses probably here. And the last step Get friends to hold you accountable. You are less likely to cheat on your goals if someone you admire is watching. Admire means someone you love is watching. Admire you watching. Have your hero or just your BFF. BFF, it's the best friend. Set a goal alongside you. You can cheer each other on. Cheer each other on, like just motivate yourself, provide the best feelings or, best mood, right, to each other. And when the going gets tough, you can be there to give each other that extra push as you learn how to build discipline. Yeah, when things going gets tough, right? The going gets tough. When the going gets tough, it means when things gets complicated, hard, you can be there to give each other that extra push, right? It's this extra motivation from somewhere else or somebody else, right? These are vitally important. And yeah, these are very cool. And that was the last way, right, which we had in this story. And let's revise all of them. And I will ask you what you remember about each step or habit we got. Simple habits to improve your self-discipline. Number 1, count down, then take action. Do you remember what does it mean? What's your action look like? Do you count down all the time when you taking your actions? Indeed, it's vitally important. Put your goals where you can see them every day. Do you have a vision board? I mean, it's your visualization board while you are thinking of your goals, what you want to achieve, right? And you have it. You have this board in front of your eyes everywhere. Remind yourself why you started. Why? Ask why. We are asking ourselves why all the time, right? We need to remind ourselves why I am learning English, why I am doing what I'm doing. Set small goals first. It's the step number 4. And agree to disagree. Big goals first, small goals next. That's my step. Number 5, practice prioritizing. Priority, number 1. What's the vitally important? What really gives me more energy and power in my actions? I must to prioritize. What skills is vital for English learning? Is it reading? Is it listening? Is it speaking? Of course, if you want to speak English, you need to speak English. But where can you get more vocabulary? It's, of course, reading. It's, of course, watching. It's, of course, listening. These 3 are vitally important for you. But do not practice grammar, guys. Please do not practice grammar. These skills, those skills which I've just said, reading, listening, watching English, these are much more important for you. Know your weaknesses. Yes, if you're bad at grammar, don't worry. Just keep doing your job. Keep practicing. Keep doing your job. Keep doing your job. Oh my God. Why you are demotivated? Come on, just do your job. Do a little step at a time. Do it consistently, day after day, and you will achieve your goal. Trust me, you're going to do it. And number 7, get friends to hold you accountable. Oh, yeah. You call it accountability partner. Accountability partner is important because you can improve your skills in a more efficient way. You can be the person you want to be. That's the essential part of your practice. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thank you to being with us today. I really appreciate that you're spending your time with me and that you are learning English, that you're increasing your skills, that you're growing. It's vitally important to grow, nowadays, because we live in a crazy world where it's vitally important to be progressive with your knowledge, with your English, with your skills. Let's do our best. Let's be the best. Be the best of the best. Sorry for this stagnation in the end, but I want you to be cool. Be cool. Let's stay in touch, and I'll see you in the next episode of Emotional English Podcast. Let's stay in touch. I have an Instagram page. It's www.instagram.com. Then /Bondarison, and then I have the TikTok page. It's www.tiktok.com/bondarison.english. I do produce some of the video content as well, and soon I will have more YouTube videos very soon. Trust you. I promise you guys that I'll do it soon. Maybe from autumn, I'll start working on my YouTube channel. Now a little bit busy and still working on my general website. And yeah, if you're okay, if you want to study English with me, I'm not having any windows right now, but you can add yourself to the waiting list, and we can start our education from the middle of September. If you're okay with that, just go to www.danilabondarenko.com. .ru, R-U in the end, danilabondarenko.ru, and then subscribe or just sign up for your own tryout lesson, all right? And we will regulate it in the closest time. So let's stay in touch and enjoy your English learning. Bye-bye.